Hey guys, it's Buddy here with another video. Just following up, as promised, of course, with a movement tutorial. I'm gonna be going over strafe jumping, circle jumping, and rocket jumping in this vehicle. So I'm gonna be going over rocket jumping, strafe jumping, and circle jumping in this video. This will apply to all champions. Pretty much everyone utilizes this. But before we get into the video, I wanted to thank everyone for all the support I got. It was pretty cool seeing all the comments and everything. A lot of positive feedback and motivated me, to keep going. Um, yeah. So with that being said, let's get into it. All right. So in this game, there's a mechanic called strafe jumping. If you don't know about it already, um, I don't know. Maybe stick around. Maybe you'll learn something new. But yeah, I'm gonna go over that and how to improve your gameplay. So, with certain characters, you can only get up to a speed of 310. That's pretty much for most characters, except for some of the heavier characters. You only get a top speed of 300, and that's just walking around. Um, See that it can't go any faster than that. And I still see a fair amount of players do this, just walk around the map with their weapon and everything. But you can actually go a lot faster. You can see here that I have these directional hints on, so you can see what strafe key I'm holding and when I'm crouching and jumping. Whoa, 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 whoa. Alright, let's take a step back here. Apparently this guy forgot to tell you one important thing. He didn't even tell you how to enable the directional hints in this game. You can actually do that yourself. So if we go to settings and now over to the HUD, you can enable speedometer right here and enable direction hints. Wow, would you look at that? Also, if I ever say the term UPS, that means units per second. Alright, now back to listening to this poser. So first thing I want to go over is strafing. So strafing is in a video game is just your side to side movement. You're either strafing right or strafing left. Pretty simple, and you can actually even just gain speed from strafing on the ground and moving forward. In correlation to this, at the same time that you're moving forward and holding right or left, you also want to move your mouse in that same direction. Quad damage. So if you do that, you can get over or past that 310 threshold. And you can just do that on the ground. And then you can combine this with jumping. You can sync your jumps so you can maintain that speed and gain more speed. So initially what you want to do to start your first jump, I like to start it off as a circle jump. So what I mean by that is you kind of make a circle with your character and just do that fluid motion and then start your jump, and see I jumped like right up to 416 there, 381, just in one fluid motion. It's not really a circle, more like a half circle. And you can do this in wherever direction you want to go. But yeah, I always start off my first initial jump like that so I can get as much initial speed as possible. And then once you got that done, I would probably practice that. Then you want to string your jumps together along with the strafe key. So whatever strafe key you're holding, you want to also move your mouse in that same direction. You have to correlate with each other. And you do this at the same time. Incoming protection. And you don't have to go back and forth like this. You don't have to move your mouse too much. It's just very minuscule movements to pick up speed. you can, you know,
Protection spawned.
do like 2 lefts, 3 rights, and pick up speed. Just try not to run into the wall. So just practice going, you know, up and down this bridge. Just picking up speed and maintaining that speed. And try to sync your jumps. See how I'm not holding my jump key? If you do that, for some reason you don't gain as much speed. If you time your jumps every time you hit the ground, you can pick up more speed. One thing that I did to help me sync my jumps easier was I actually changed my jump bind to my right mouse button, and zoom is going to be space. If that's too weird for you, you know, like what the hell is this guy talking about? That's so like, you know, nobody does that. Well, I do that for this game only. But you're not only going to be going in one straight line all the time, right? For example, down here, if you want to get around this bend, you don't want to stop strafe jumping and walk around it. That's just slow. So what you want to do is kind of delay my jumps and jump a little bit later, but still hold that same direction that I want to go in. So kind of delay your jumps, kind of do a half stop and continue. And then you can maintain a faster speed throughout the corner. Then you can also practice this down here in this longer bend. Oh, kind of messed it up there. Blood Covenant is just a good map to practice on. You could also practice going across these pillars as well. Very easy, simple stuff. You can also do this. You can also do this. Dirt back. And if you can do all of that, then you got, you know, strafe jumping down and circle jumping. And then another thing you can utilize in this game is rocket jumping. So essentially what you want to do is shoot at your feet, right? But you don't want to shoot directly under you, otherwise you're just going to go straight up and make yourself vulnerable. Everyone's going to look at you and shoot you. That's not what you want. So you want to jump and shoot at the same time, right? If you shoot closer to you, you're going to get more vertical distance. Farther away from you, you can get, you know, more horizontal distance, depending on where you want to go. So if I want to get up here, I'm going to want to shoot kind of at this angle, jump and shoot at the same time so I can make it up there. And, you know, when you rocket jump, you want to be in the air for as little time as possible so you can touch the ground and not be vulnerable. So a good example was if I was down here and I just collected the heavy armor and I want to get up to bridge, I could just rocket jump up. So rocket jumping is very useful to get to higher ground, and then you can also utilize rocket jumping to actually gain speed. So what you can do is you can rocket jump off of a wall and then continue the strafe jump and gain a large amount of speed in just like one short burst. So I'll demonstrate real quick. So see there, I got to like 820 UPS just off of one jump. So you can speed past, be a speed demon. You can also do, another good use for this is you can do raw jumps to get more horizontal distance to get to other platforms like that one over there. Yeah, so just angle it on the wall and shoot yourself. Then you can also rocket jump off of bounce pads, so you can launch yourself across the map. You can actually get pretty high, pretty far. You can even get up there actually too. So you guys made it up here. Nice little cheeky spot. Speaking of jump pads, with jump pads you can actually influence the trajectory which you're going in.
Incoming
Let's
protection.
see if I hold left and forward, I'll go left. Right and forward, I can go right. But generally you don't want to do this because it just sends you in a very slow trajectory and it makes you super vulnerable. So generally what you want to do is you want to hold the crouch key so you can catch onto the lip. It's a lot safer, it makes you a lot less vulnerable to being shot, because when you do this, you're just in the air and there's a lot of air time. Makes you a sitting duck and an easy target for people to shoot at you. So I think that covers everything in this video for the basics at least. So yeah, just practice your initial jump, your circle jump. Get into the habit of doing that. You can even do it with a small amount of space. You don't need that much space to do your circle jump. And then after that, just get into your rhythm. Move through the mouse in the same direction that you're strafing in, right or left. You don't want to be all crazy with your mouse, keep that in mind. And, just practice going around the map. It's good practice so you can also get to know the map, get map knowledge and all that. In another video, definitely going to go over champion specific movement, like slash, Sorlac, clutch, even Scare Bearer has an interesting movement mechanic. But you can use strafe jumping and circle jumping for all the champions, and rocket jumping as well. Just add that to your arsenal. Yeah, that's it for today, and this is Butter saying, hey guys, thanks for making it through the entire video. If you did, or maybe you didn't, I don't know, you just skipped to the end for whatever reason. If I could get feedback on this, that would be great. This is probably my longest video I've made thus far. Let me know how I'm doing so far. Is it good? Is it bad? What do you want to see? Any questions, just throw them in the comment section and I'll definitely check them out.